What's up, WolfNet? Coach coming to you today with a Alpha Strike List Builder series. Today we're going to go over how I built my Ryokan Hachi Draconis Combine list that was previewed in the last Hold the Line WolfNet Thursday Night Throwdown. A couple of things out of the way. First, you're going to be using the Master Unit List website. This has all of the Alpha Strike information and tools to build your list. So first things first, we have the Master Unit List Builder front page here. Usually we're going to be using the Units tab here once this pulls up, and we'll be filtering all this stuff out. But first, we want to go over and check out factions. You can build your list starting with the faction and then going to era, or you can go to the eras page, click on an era, and then choose your faction. But one thing you want to make sure, first of all, we're going to go over to the Draconis Combine. We're going to select Dark Ages because that was the era and faction that I used. And you can pick from any one of these, but we're going to go with Dark Age for this one. Once this loads, it'll load up with all the mechs that are available to the Draconis Combine during the Dark Age period. Big thing you want to make sure is when you're going to the Units tab, you want to include the Inner Sphere General list. And I'll show you where that is, but whenever you're wondering if you have a general list associated with your faction, this is where you'll find out right here, that Inner Sphere General. So we're going to go over to the Units tab. What I like to tell players or people that are creating new lists is to have two Master Unit List tabs open. One for the Units tab and one for the Alpha Strike Force Builder, which you can find right here. That's right there, and that will take you to this page right here. This is the Alpha Strike Force Builder, but for right now we're going to go ahead and build out our parameters of what we need to do in order to create a list. So the first things first, you're going to go to Rules, and we're going to highlight Introductory, Standard, and Advanced. In the Alpha Strike 350, we do not allow Experimental or Unknown, and that's mostly for creating balance in the 350 tournament and format. Next thing, we're going to go to Types, and we're going to select Battlemech, Combat Vehicle, and Infantry. I could select Proto-Mech, but I don't have any Proto-Mechs in my list, so I'm just going to leave that blank. Next, we're going to go to Factions, and we're going to type in Draconis Combine. And then we're also going to type in Inner Sphere General List, because that was in our Factions tab. So we have those two highlighted. I'm going to hide that, and then the last thing is going to go to Availability. We're going to select Dark Age. And we're going to hit Filter. This will filter out all the Battlemechs, combat vehicles, and infantry that are available to me. And this is a handy way to start when you're looking for units to put in. I know what units I have, so I'm going to basically just start with my list and just go with, I have a Tenchi at the top. That's a Tenchi OB. And we'll go ahead and show you that. So here I got a Tenchi OB, and I'm going to go over my Force Builder page, and I'm going to type in Tenchi, and I'm going to add my OB. The nice thing on the Force Builder, it gives you most of the stats and PV value, and you can see that I've added it to, I hit the little plus sign, added it over to my little deal there. Now, one thing with my list is my Tenchi is a skill 3, so you sit over here, you're not going to be able to see it because of the deal, but I'm going to switch this from a 4 to a 3. And he turns into 67 PV. So he's a big boy. The next thing we're going to go over and take a look at is, I'm going to add my Shiro. And I have a Shiro 2P. And that card should be popping up here. There it is. And so we're going to go ahead and add my Shiro. Nice. Big mech. Heavy mech. Moves 10 inches. 444 across the board. Has a huge spear for melee. comes in handy a lot. I usually take this all the time. So he's the guy that I usually have in every scenario list that I have. Next, we'll go with the Nodachi. And with the Nodachi, I just went with a regular 1K. As soon as he pops up here for me to pick, I did the 1K just because he's kind of cheap, fast, and again has melee, but has a nice 3-3-1 stat line. Has TSM, so usually I try to enact the TSM as soon as possible, so I can get him moving faster. His melee turns into a pretty big hitting weapon once you do that. So the Tenchi is, or the Nodachi is also another good one on my list. I have a Hatamoto Suna. Let's just look for the Suna. Where are you at? There you are. So Hatamoto Suna is my largest damage dealing mech that I have. 5.52, has a lot of armor, a lot of structure. Most of these guys have a ballistic reinforced armor, which is nice if you remember to use it. As you'll notice if you watch the Thursday Night Throwdown, with this list I forgot completely to even use my my reflective armor. So yeah, don't forget your specials. That's the point. Next one is let's go with the Hitosumi Kozo, and I am going with the 1P just because he's cheaper. He moves pretty consistent with an 8J, has a decent stat line. There's nothing too... The one good thing I really like about the Hitosumi Kozo is his armor. He's got 7 armor, or not 7 armor. He's got 8 armor, 3 structure. So for moving pretty fast, and he can take a hit or 2. And at 36 points, why not? It's a pretty good mech. Crit resistant, has melee, and also has TSM. So if you can see a theme going on here, you're not wrong. So also I have a Spider 8XR. This is, I mean, shouldn't be any illusion of why I put him. He's 20 jump, has jump strength 1, 28 points. The guy can move. He is a fast mech. Hard to hit, good objective getter. And again, for 28 points, I don't really need him to hit hard with any weapons because he's only got 2 and 220. So there's no real reason to scale him up. But it's just one of my favorite mechs. If I can take a Spider 8XR, I usually do. So last mech I believe I have is the Rokurokubi, the 4X. Again, shouldn't be any surprise why I took this guy. He's fast. Moves 20 inches. Has 4-2 armor, 2-2-2 across the board. He's just, again, he has an ECM, melee, ballistic. I mean, he's got everything. He's 40 points, and it's a lot. But for what I get out of it, to me it's a good use of points. So I usually keep him around and use him all the time in all of my domination, capture the flag. I'll even throw him in some King of the Hill just so we can get there fast, and some other stuff. For battle armor, I have the Kage Light battle armor, the Dest version. They move 6J. They do 2 damage at short range. They do anti-mech. They do have stealth. So it really has everything I want in a battle armor. If it did medium range, that would be better, but you got to give up some stuff. They're only 15 points. So they're really a really good utility battle armor. And I love these guys. They do a lot of work when it comes to anti-mech. anti-mech attacks. They do 2 damage plus the crit on an anti-mech, and they're really hard to hit. If you move them, that's a TMM 1, plus they jumped is 2, the stealth is 3, and their battle armor is 4. So it's a +4 to hit them. So it's just, they're really good take. And then to finish out the list, I just have some good old-fashioned Kestrels, the Medvac Kestrels. They're just clutch. They're 24-inch movers. They carry enough. They carry enough cargo to carry my Kages, or at least one of them, because IT 3.5, and you're saying, well, that's not 4. Mash 2, if you divide it by 2, whatever that value is equals an IT. So 3.5 plus 1 is 4.5, and my Kages are 4 tons or 4 cargo. So they can carry them. They don't do any damage, that's fine. They're simply there for their 24-inch move and the fact that they can carry my Kages. 1 armor, 2 structures, not great. As you notice, I'm at 353. I don't have any skill 2s, so I can put both my Kestrels at a skill 6 and get to 349. So there's my list. As you can see, it's got a lot to it. It doesn't have a lot of big damage, which can come in detriment to me sometimes, but the TSEMP on the Tenchi, a TSEMP is if you successfully hit with their special attack, and my Tenchi has, let's go to the Tenchi here a second, because he's kind of the linchpin of the whole list. He makes the whole thing go. He's a TSEMP 2, so it means I get 2 special attacks with a TSEMP, and if I hit, I have to roll an 8 or higher on a Battlemech. If I roll 8 or higher on a Battlemech, the unit is shut down for the next turn. When a unit is shut down during a turn, it's immobile, so it gets a -4 to hit. So this whole list kind of really leans into that TSEMP being able to turn all of my 4 and 3 and even 2 damage units in my list onto one target, and they all get -4 to hit that immobile target. So that is my list, and that is what I used in the Hold the Line episode of Thursday Night Throwdown. You can check that out at Wolfnet Radio YouTube page. And for other helps and tricks and tips, join the Wolfnet Facebook page, join the Wolfnet Discord channels. If you want to help out the channel and the group, you can definitely sign up for the Patreon. We usually do a poll every week for the Thursday Night Throwdown scenario, and we put that up on the Patreon, and our Patreons vote on which scenario we're going to do. So, but anyway, this is my Draconis Combine Ryokan Hachi list for Alpha Strike 350 format. So hopefully you all enjoyed this, and hopefully this helped you learn a little bit on list building and how it's done. We will be coming out soon with a list builder series where we'll either be live streaming or go through an entire process of how we pick mechs, and we'll build a full list through a longer video. But this one's just here to help everyone navigate the master unit list and how to build a functional and competitive Alpha Strike 350 list. So thank you everybody for watching. We'll see you later, and be sure to tune in to Thursday Night Throwdowns Thursday night on the Wolfnet Radio YouTube page. Have a good day.